Hello everyone, welcome to e-learning of IT for 12th standard. This video is for 12th standard commerce students. We are discussing the chapter Enterprise Resource Planning. In last lecture, we have seen different functional units of any enterprise. So today we are going to discuss ERP and its related technologies. Now we all know about the ERP, that is Enterprise Resource Planning. See, ERP system integrates the separate business functions. Those business functions can be material management, distribution, sales, financial, product planning, etc. Different business functions will get integrated in a ERP system. That is in a single application. But suppose if some other technologies are going to be used along with this ERP package, then the performance of the enterprise will get increased significantly. So today we are going to discuss such a different related technologies of which are used along with the ERP. So what are those related technologies? So there are 5 different related technologies used with the ERP package. First one is product lifecycle management, that is PLM. Second is MIS, management information system. Then supply chain management, that is SCM. Next, customer relationship management, that is CRM. And the last one is decision support system, that is DSS. So these are the 5 different related technologies used along with the ERP package to increase the performance of enterprise. So first one is product lifecycle management. Product lifecycle management is the process of managing entire life cycle of the product. See, any product which gets introduced in the market has some product life cycle. That is, it goes through some of the phases during its life cycle. So, product life cycle is used for determining the lifespan of a product. That is, for how much period that product will be available in the market or will run in a market, so that lifespan of a product can be determined with this life cycle. We can also determine at which stage that product is currently. So for that purpose, let us see a diagram 6.5 which represents the life cycle of the product. See here, first one is introduction. Introduction is nothing but a product is get developed. That is development of a product and it is introduced in a market. So that is introduction phase. After that, its growth. That is once the product is introduced in the market, customer like that product, they purchases the product. So that product's development will be in a growth. Then maturity, that is some of the changes will be happen in the product as per the customer requirement. So that is about a maturity. And after some time, product will get decline from the market. That is, customer will not choose to buy that certain product. Why? Because maybe that product is not satisfying their needs, or it is not a competent along with a similar kind of products. Then that product will get declined from the market. So this is the life cycle of the any product which gets introduced in a market. That is, product is developed and introduced, then its growth, maturity, and at the last it is declined from the market. So see, this product life cycle helps us to determine lifespan of a product. This life cycle consisting of the phases, that is development and introduction of new product, then its growth in a market, then its maturity, and at the last its decline if it cannot compete with the similar products of other companies. Similar kind of products are there available in a market, and that products are better than this product, then that product will get declined. Your product will get declined from the market. Information gathered from this product life cycle will help an enterprise to understand the status of a product in an existing market. Suppose by determining this product life cycle, we come to know that our product is not satisfying the customer needs. That is, it is about to decline from the market. Then you can improve its quality. You can improve some of the manufacturing of that product so that it will be competent enough, so that it will not get declined from the market. So this product life cycle management will help to determine a state or status of a product in the existing market. So this is a product life cycle management, one of the technology used with the ERP package. Next, second one is management information system, that is MIS. MIS having three components, and those are nothing but management, information and system. Management is the end user of the data, who is the decision maker. Information is nothing but a process data. Data is a raw kind of information, but information is nothing but a processed data, that is sort out data, analyzed data is nothing but a information. And what is a system? System is a integration and holistic view of the enterprise. So MIS is consisting of three components: management, information and system. Management is nothing but a end user, that is a decision maker. Information is a process data, and the system is integration of enterprise. Enterprise may contain a different categories of employees, that is enterprise may consisting of different employees like clerks, assistants, officers, managers, executives. So different employees will be there, and all of them are nothing but a users of the MIS, management information system. So all these employees are users of MIS. So MIS will collect the data from inside and outside of the enterprise, and this data is processed and stored in a centralized database so that it is made available to all its user whenever needed. And its users are nothing but the different employees, that is clerks, assistants, managers. So these are the different employees, these are the different users, and they can access this data. MIS has the capability to generate the reports as and when the user demands it. See, in a centralized database, all the data inside and outside of an enterprise is maintained, and that's why MIS has capability to generate the reports immediately whenever user demands it. So that is about a second technology, management information system. Next, third one is a supply chain management, that is SCM. This supply chain consisting of all the activities associated with moving goods from supplier to customer. That is, your enterprise is manufacturing some products. Those products are getting delivered to the customer. So this process is managed by a supply chain management. That is, moving goods, moving products from supplier to customer. It begins with collecting a raw material, that is to develop a product, to introduce a product. First of all, raw material is collected, and it ends with receiving the goods by the consumer. That is, first of all, the raw material is collected, and then at the last, your consumer will receive the product, will receive that good. It is very important for companies to move the product to their customers, to their consumers quickly. See, your products are getting developed, and then those are delivered to the consumers, those are delivered to the customers. But this process of delivering the products to consumers, to the customers, will be fast enough. So this is the very important for companies to move the products to the consumers quickly. Faster product delivery or availability will increase the sale and satisfaction of customers. That is, customer mostly requires the product early. That is, once they place an order, they are waiting for that product. So it is a responsibility of supplier to give a delivery of product in a time. So faster delivery and availability of the product can increase your sale, and your customers will get satisfied. That is, increased sale and satisfaction of the customers will be achieved through faster delivery and availability of the products. So it is very important to manage the activities in this supply chain management. Software packages are available in the market for managing the same. That is, to track a order delivery. That is, to collect the material, to produce that product, and then to deliver the product to customers. So this process can be analyzed with some software packages which are available in a market for managing this supply chain management. So this is very important to achieve a customer satisfaction and to increase the sale. See here, these are the different activities involved in a supply chain management, that is SCM. First of all, raw material is collected. Then supplier will use that raw material to develop the product, that is manufacturing will be conducted for that products, that is using raw material your product will get manufactured, then it will be distributed to the different customers. Those are nothing but the wholesalers. So your products will be distributed to the different customers and customers will sell those products to the consumers. So in this way, this is the supply chain management. This consisting of the different activities which are in a chain manner. So this is the supply chain management. Next, customer relationship management, that is CRM. CRM is the term applied to process implemented by a company to handle its contact with its customers. That is to maintain the customers, to have a proper relationship with the customer. CRM is used. CRM covers methods and technologies used by companies to manage their relationships with the clients, with the customers. So these CRM process consisting of the different technologies, different methods to manage the relationship with customers. It is not only the responsibility of customer service group or IT team, but it is responsibility of the whole enterprise. It touches all major parts of the enterprise. See here is the diagram representing the process in a CRM, that is sales of the product, then obtain a feedback from the different customers, then with the help of different technologies, different supports, we can change the product to meet the customer requirements. Then marketing, in a marketing phase you will reach to the different types of customers and you will come to know about their requirements, whether the customers are getting satisfied with your products or not. So these are the different processes involved in a CRM. It includes capture, storage and analysis of the customer information. Base of this CRM is to collect the data, collect the information from the customer. So it captures the information, it stores that information and then analyzes the customer information. We take a feedback from a customer, that is nothing but we captures the information. We stored it in a database, we save it in a database and then we use that data, we use that information to analyze the customer, that is what are the different choices of the customer, whether the customers are approaching towards your products, they are getting satisfied with it or not. So that can be analyzed with this information. Data gathered as a part of CRM must consider the customer privacy and data security. While taking a feedback, some of the details of the customer may be taken and those data should not get tampered, should not get sent to any third party without the consent of the that customer, so that privacy and data security will be maintained for the customer, that is customers data will be secure. Customer want the assurance that their data is not shared with the third parties without their consent. So without their consent, without the customer consent, their data should not be sent to the any third party and should not get illegally accessed by third parties. So customers also want their data used by companies to provide a benefit to them. So they provide the data so that your company will get enough information from them and will get benefit from that data. So the technology requirement of the CRM consisting of a database to store entire information about the customer and software for interacting and analyzing and supporting the customer. So basic need of this is nothing but a database to store information and software to interacting. See, any technology is consisting of the software and a database, that is nothing but front end to interact and the back end to store the data. So that is the requirement in a CRM. Next one is a decision support system. Decision support systems are the interactive computer based systems that aids the users in a judgment and the choice activities. See, DSS, decision support system, is a interactive. It is a computer based system and involves the user in judgment and choice activities. It is a computer program application that analyzes business data and presents it to that users so that they can make business decisions more easily. Different data is stored in a computer database, and computer software is used to analyze that data. That data is presented to the users, and so that users can make proper decision, that is business decision, easily. DSS focuses on providing help in analyzing situations rather than providing right information in the form of various types of reports. So it focuses on providing the analyzing situations. That is, data is stored in a database, that data is well analyzed with this DSS. DSS needs a strong database management system to provide support in decision making. So to take a certain business decision, this tool will help, that is DSS will help, but this requires a strong database management system so that it can help in a decision making. Here is the diagram of representing function of a DSS. First of all, input data is there, that is data is stored in the database. DSS is consisting of the database and software. Database stores this input data and software is used, that is a computer program which analyzes this data and will help in making decisions. So this is the DSS function of DSS. So these are 5 different related technologies used along with a ERP package to increase the performance of a enterprise. Those are nothing but, first one is product lifecycle management, then second one is MIS, information management information system, third one is supply chain management, next customer relationship management, and the last one is decision support system. So note down all these 5 different related technologies in your notebook. Thank you.